Alright, fam, welcome back to the show. Now, today's a big show because I'm probably one of the only ones believing that FOMC will be a sell the news event. Now, there are a lot of people talking about a lot of shit, a lot of people waiting for alt season and next run up because it's rate cuts, but I'm telling you, it's most likely a sell the news event. I'm going to bring you all the data that I've been looking at. I'm going to bring you my thoughts on why this is going to be an actual sell the news and what I'm doing and what you can do. So it's a big show. Guys, let's get going. If you're here in the comment, let me know. I'm going to read the comments. We're going to do some charts. I've got some crazy things lined up. This is my first time here for a long time. I've been traveling in Asia and now finally got this little pace. I think I did pretty good on I mean, I know like I've got this cable running in the back and I've got like shit on the bed and all that stuff, but I got this done. I'm here. If you're here, smash the like, let me know in the comment, and let's get going. Is the stream started? It did start. If you're not seeing it, refresh. Fefe the king. I'm not the king. I'm just here rolling with you guys, shooting the hell. Yes, my boy Charman there. When are you upgrading into Charizard? We're still waiting for that day, for that to happen. Okay, GM, let's go. So one of the most important things that I've been looking at, bear with me here because the tech is not teching sometimes. I'm still getting set up here. But one of the most important things is that I do believe, in short, that FOMC is going to be a sell the news event. There's a bunch of data that is backing this up. Now, there are some smart guys saying, show your short. And I just come in here and I say, the best part is I shared this with my free community the moment I took it. So I'm up 20% plus on my soul on a short. Suck it! Not telling him, but I'm like, you know, suck it. And then people still don't know how to join the community. So I do have a free community. It's literally completely free. I'm just sharing my thoughts here. If you don't know that existed, it's literally up here in the pinned comments. You can join in and just find out all the stuff that I do, and then all the stuff that we do there, so you can join in and just see that. But there is a 96% probability for a 25% basis point rate cut today. Now, I don't think this is even, like, it's 100% probability, right? So if you can take a bet on that 3.9%, do it, because it is going to be a 25% rate cut. And this is the first time since last year, which basically is a massive thing. Now, this has been expected for a long time. So we've got Trump is pushing Powell to cut like 50%, right? He's talking about the fact that rates should be at 1%. He wants to refinance debt. He wants to make sure that, you know, that he can do that and save, you know, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. So his primary objective is get rates down as fast as possible so he can refinance a lot of debt that he is due to refinance in 2025. Then Secretary Bessent comes out and he says, that there needs to be a rate cut. He's calling for 50 basis point, and he says that there has to be at least 150, 175 basis point probably this year. He's pushing as well, hardcore pushing. This is no news. Like, this has been happening. The problem is that rate cuts are bullish. They are very bullish until the herd realizes why they have to cut rate. I tweeted this as well the other day. I got a lot of heat for it, but let me show you this. You probably have seen this before. This is the US debt clock. The US is effed. That's the reality. It's completely screwed. They have almost $38 trillion when it comes to national debt. The debt to GDP ratio is 123%, which is absolutely insane. And the economy data is also completely whacked. So if you look at core PPI comes in cooler, then you have PPI coming in cooler, then you have core CPI in line, then we have year-to-year inflation going up, jobless claims are going down, unemployment is going down, and there is a massive revision of numbers, which is something that you should not avoid either. I actually made a full video on this. It's down here. US economy is screwed, record-breaking job revisions. Almost 1 million jobs have been wiped out. That means that everything they reported last year has been non-existent. The economy is basically stalling. If you want to see this video, by the way, there's a link in the description of this show. You'll be able to go down and see that literally under the description. Watch this video because it really explains to you what is actually happening. Meanwhile, all this scrutiny, all this craziness is going on, fucking around. I'm sorry for my French. The market is ripping. Nasdaq is down 42% from the April lows. This is not some crypto token, guys. This is Nasdaq. This is S&P. 500 largest companies on the planet combined are up 37%. Of course, a big portion of this goes to Nvidia, but in general, it's still S&P 500 is still up 37% since April, and Bitcoin is up 56%. It's been up 60%. on the year since April. So it's not an exaggeration to say that the market is overextended. Extended or overextended, we're yet to see, but it is definitely heated, okay? So what does this all mean, and what am I looking for at the FOMC, and why do I say that it could be a sell the news event? Now, super simple. The general sentiment is need Powell to be dovish, and we're going to be full sending. So the general expectation for rate cuts this year is 3 cuts happening this year, right? So from the previous dot plot, we've seen it. We see it on the Fed Watch and the CME group that the general sentiment, the market is pricing in at least 3 cuts. Don't forget that there are 3 FOMCs left. Okay, there is one today, there is one in October, and there is one in December. That means that the Federal Reserve that has, or the FOMC, sorry, that has not been cutting the entire year because they've been saying inflation, they've been saying unemployment, is expected to have at least 3 cuts happening this year. This means 1 cut every single FOMC, which is again possible. There's a 96% probability for a cut today, which is basically 100%. And then there is a 76% probability for a cut in the next FOMC in October. And there is 71% probability for a cut in December. Now, we will have to follow the numbers as they come in. But the most important thing today will be the dot plot. Dot plot is happening 4 times a year every quarter, right? Actually, it's not every quarter because it's happening, I think it's happening March, June, September, December. I think that's when it happened. Don't quote me on that. But there is the dot plot. Now, the dot plot basically tells you what are the projections of each FOMC member for the economy going forward until, long run, they do 2025, 2026, 2027, and then the long run. Here's why it's interesting. Now, there are 7 officials, and then there are 7 FOMC board members, and there are 12 FOMC presidents, right? I don't think they call presidents, but FOMC chairs, right? So that's 19 dots or 19 vote or 19 plot on what they see the rates should be this year, next year, 2027, and the long run. So now the long run doesn't really matter. Like they don't actually know. It's, you don't really know. So when I say, Charmander says, smash that thumbs up, everyone. He's correct. Smash that thumbs up, everyone, if you're here. So the dot plot is going to be crucial today. The previous dot plot in June marked that there will be was planning that the rate cuts should be. This basically shows you a sense of appropriate monetary policy going forward. So the June dot plot showed that majority of the FOMC committee thinks that rates should be between 3.75 and 4.5. This is why this is also one of the reasons why we have the 3 rate cuts planned for this year. But the dot plot will have to show today what it is actually going to be and how did the economy. Now, I was talking to someone where you could, in 20, 30 years ago, you could just simply plan on, you're going to get a job and you're going to get the same salary for 10 years. Your money's not going to get devalued. You can retire from that job, all that shit, right? Now you don't have that. Now, 3 months ago, imagine what happened in June and all the shit show on jobs and CPI and PPI, and we were sitting here and we were talking on inflation and tariffs and China and Iran and Israel, and now we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like, okay, so what has changed and what does the committee think going forward? Now, don't forget that Lisa Cook, Trump wanted to fire Lisa Cook, right, as an FOMC board member. He couldn't. The court ruled that, Trump can't do that. So there is one proper fucking enemy in there. There is JP, who's politicizing the Fed for the past year. Jerome Powell, who's the Fed chair. And as we've seen the decision making the past, year, it's quite clear that the committee is not committed to cut. So I would be very surprised, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm very happy to be proven wrong, and I hope we're gonna come back here tomorrow and it'll be like, Fefe, you're a complete idiot. I would be surprised if JP would come in here. So I just want to make sure that we're doing everything correct here because I just want to make sure that everything is fine. Cause is everything fine? I know you're watching in delay. Just making sure that everything is fine. But I would be shocked to see JP coming out today and being, guys, you know, we've been wrong the entire year. Trump is right. We have to cut. We're gonna cut at least 3 times this year. We're gonna cut at least 5 times next year. We're gonna go down to 1% interest and everything is forgotten and done. You know? So I'll be very, very surprised. Cos said everything is good on mine. So I'll be very surprised if that happens. Now, if that doesn't happen, even though JP will cut because they have to cut, it's not a question, they have to cut because the economy is fucked, right? So they have to cut, the job numbers were non-existent during the Biden administration, so they have to cut. But the question is, what is the dot plot going to be? And 2, what is he going to say on the actual press conference afterwards? That's the key. So this statement saying that we just need Powell to be a bit dovish and we full send is absolutely inaccurate. I mean, it's accurate to the extent that if JP would come out, which is completely unreasonable, and be like, okay, we were wrong, Trump is right, we're gonna cut, everything is fine, we align, and we forget everything. It's not going to happen, one, but even if it does happen, the problem is that they are cutting, and remember what I said here, they are cutting because there is something wrong with the economy. So on the long run, it's going to be very good for Bitcoin. Is it going to be good for altcoins? I'm not sure. We have to see. But this is the most important that we have to look for. And there's one more thing that I wanted to bring in here, which is going to be 2 more things actually. One is September. September in the past 10 years, 12 years has been negative in general. So the top that we've had was 7.7, maybe 8% from September open to September close. It was 20. Yeah, this is this is 2024. This is what I wanted to look at. 2024, 7.29. But in general, we don't really have these outliers. So we have the second best is 6%, and 2023 is 3%, and 2015 is 2%. And also, don't forget that every time after halving year, we had a negative September. Every single time. So currently, we are sitting, if you look at the total market cap, we are sitting, you can look at Bitcoin itself as well, but you can just look at the total market cap. We're sitting at about 8% up on crypto in September. And so I've actually been telling you I have a channel, it's called the 𝗕𝗏𝗃. This is where I do my daily updates every single morning. It's like a very simple, we don't even do crazy setups and designs and all that. It's just literally giving you the alpha what I do with my own money. There's a link in the description because it's also going to pin it up here, so you'll be able to go and see it. Go and check that out because it's worth checking it out. And in here I explained how you need to have a pullback to the actual equilibrium, which is down here. But if all of this wasn't enough that I just said, if nothing else happens today but the expectation, I'm telling you it is priced in. If we get 25 basis point cut, if we projected, the dot plot projects 3 cuts for this year, and we don't get an extremely dovish JP, the market is going to sell off. And the market is going to sell off. I'm targeting down here at least 3.84 trillion on the total market cap. Now, of course, if you watch I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I differentiate the shows. On the 𝗕𝗏𝗃, I went through this. I've been guiding you through every day, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. But if you've been watching, you know that I'm expecting a pullback down to the 3.84 trillion, and I do expect this between this region 3.84 and down here with 3.66 to be one of the last opportunities to get in on the action before we see something like this. I'm gonna obviously guide you through on here. I'm gonna jump in here whenever I can, do these live updates, and also obviously I'm there every single day no matter where I am on the 100x club and in the Telegram, so go and join in there. I wanted to tell you something that I'm extremely proud of, and that is that we have OKX as the partner on here on my show. I'll tell you why this is huge for me. One, OKX regulated, one of the first MiCA compliant exchanges, absolute legends, everybody in there, a huge company, regulated, licensed, very, very safe. They're the main headline sponsors for McLaren. We went to Formula 1 with them, and I've been really looking forward for them getting on the show as partners. and me talking about them. They're not only good for, you know, if you hold your spot bag, they have a bunch of different products. You can do earn, you can do trade, you can do the spot, you can do conversions, you can do company KYB accounts, a bunch of other stuff. I really appreciate OKX for actually doing this and jumping on with us. They have the Web3 wallet, which I'm very good relationship with the guys. So I do want you to look at OKX as your potential place to go and hold your crypto and trade crypto. There's a link in the description. Let me just pull this up here. I can't pull this up. Let me just search for this. Let me just search for this. 24/7 crypto. Sorry for the tech is not teching. I'm still here. Just setting everything up. This is my first one coming back, but they're down here. I want you to go and check them out. I genuinely can stand behind them and say one of the best, most regulated, most licensed, and honestly very, very cool exchange and people overall with everything. So go and check them out. There's a link in the description, and big shout out to them. I really appreciate them being partners here on the channel. I wanted to do some tokens now, because I think everybody, you know, wants to know like what is actually going to happen. If they cut rates, they'll be easing quantitative tightening. If Powell talks about easing quantitative as well, we pump. No, that's dilution of the fucking dollar. Long term, it's good. I'm not saying it's not, but quantitative easing, it's not bullish. It's like itself. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, I know people are gonna clip this and say, Fefe told me quantitative easing itself is bullish on the long run. But quantitative easing means they're injecting money back into the economy. That means I have this many water, and I think water is very, very, very scarce. And then they go, you know, we're just taking water out of the bottle. And one time they go, you know what, we're just gonna start pouring water back in. Water is going to dilute. It's not going to be as valuable because they're pouring water back into the bottle. That's exactly how this thing works. So quantitative easing sounds very cool, and okay, you're gonna print millions of dollars, fucking nice, but your purchasing power will go down. Very good for risk assets on the long run, but this is again what I tweeted about the herd. When the herd realizes what is happening, it is going to be a problem. So it's not good. What is the equate to Bitcoin? What is that equate to Bitcoin price? I don't know what that means. Is an OKX Australian based? No, they're not. My 5x bot safe today with liquidation sitting 30 away from the current prices. I would watch the 100x Club show. This is literally what it says. It's literally what it's titled. It's titled FOMC will liquidate you if you don't watch this now. So go and watch that. Ondo MYX is going up. Oh, the guy. So I took an MYX short as well, and probably is up like 1%. Let me see what it is. So just so people coming in here and complaining. Let me see what they are complaining about. Let me just show this here. It's up 4% from my entry. Oh my god. Oh my god. How we gonna survive? The stop loss is 21, my brother. Come on. What happened to our 10x jam? Honestly, I got rugged on it. I'll be very honest with you. What happened is super simple. I trusted the team. I didn't know the team at all. And then we somehow got connected. And I asked them, and they were telling me they have no shills, no KOLs, no nothing. And they all lied, unfortunately. So I got rugged. I lost what I held. Told you from the very beginning, I think it was an incredible concept. And you see now with Pump Fun, actually, that a lot of, like what gnidl did is basically manifesting in Pump Fun and the streams. But yeah, it's horrible. Shame on the gnidl team. They can't stop printing, went to close the soul short. MYRO, please, we can look at it. For what reason did they take off your 100x Club video? Yeah, they made a mistake. They actually put it back on, so it's good. How's Asian Ghostbusters doing? Yeah. Still in my near inspect, I think. I put this Asian girl randomly because I was swapping on near intense, and I can. Anyway, so let's talk about some stuff here. So let's do some tokens, and I want to bring you another cool. Oh, by the way, I put up a vote here. Don't quote me on this, please. Okay, but I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't say it. I'm gonna say it anyway. Who cares? So if Cuz would be sitting here next to me, you'd be like, "Don't do it." But anyway. So I put this poll up in the Telegram. I have this free Telegram, I told you. Anyone coming to Singapore? And there's 8% saying yes. So that's like 50, 60 people. So I have a VIP table at one of the events. And I'm thinking taking one of you with me. on that VIP table. Marquee is one of the best nightclubs on the planet. It's gonna be like, you know, more in the fall, all the influencers, everybody, and I have a VIP table there. And I'm thinking taking one of you. So I'm gonna keep you posted. Obviously, I'm gonna tell you all about it later. But first step is to join in the Telegram and watch everything on the $100 Club and come back here for another one. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. I think it would be awesome. My chest don't come over this game. Just saying it. You look 10, yes. Okay, let's go. Some tokens. Ethena, let's go. Ethena. Oh yeah, so no, sorry. What I wanted to say with Singapore as well is that if you're coming to Singapore, I'm thinking about doing something that will allow one person to come with us, which will be, I think, legendary. But I also wanted to tell you one thing. If you're coming to Singapore, you have to come to Token. And so we are partners with Token because they are the largest and the best crypto conference on the planet. But I wanted to tell you a personal story because a lot of people ask me, why should I go to Token and all that stuff? And I just want to tell you something from the heart. Last year, May, I did not know that there were side events on Token. I didn't know what the power of the conference is, but I'll tell you now I know. Everything I achieved in the industry, every connections I made, maybe 70% of the connections. Obviously, I didn't make everything, but almost everything was through someone I met at Token. So the reason why, if you are in crypto and if you're serious about crypto and if your budget allows, come to Token, because I believe this changed my life, how I look at it. And you shouldn't just look at Token as, oh, what would I do? Just look through the booths and whatnot. First of all, that's fucking amazing as well. But also, the keynotes you can watch online, not necessarily the main point of going, but the people you meet, the experiences that you have, the offer that you receive that you can't get anywhere else other than going and talking to people, overhearing. I literally made a 100% trade last year. We have a whole video on Token as well, but I literally made a 100% trade last year just overhearing a discussion. You can't get this anywhere else. So anyway, I'm not being paid to tell you this. Token invited us for Singapore. We are partnered in that sense. We're media partners, but I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, tell you that come. If you can come to Singapore, let me know if you're coming. I have a great thing for you. Also, of course, we do have, we told Token that we would love to invite the community. So we do have 15% off on tickets. So if you do not have your ticket yet, you can just simply click on get a ticket and then get Crypto Banter 15. You get a ticket, Crypto Banter 15 code, you can get 15% off. So, but come to Token. I genuinely think it's life-changing and it's amazing. And it's probably going to be, also I know Singapore is getting restricted in terms of crypto. So I know a lot of exchanges has to move. So I don't know if Token is going to be there next year. I actually don't know. But I have a feeling from whoever I talk to that fucking everybody's going to be there. And it's going to be one of the biggest tokens ever. So I don't know. Just come. If you can come, I'm going. And I'll be there. Okay, let's go tokens. I wanted to... Tokens. Let's look at Sol first because this is my short here. Let me just look here. Bam, 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 bam. This is my short that I ping you. I literally even said, you know the drill. Elevator down, stairs up, elevator down. That's literally how it's gonna play. I'm telling you. So it's gonna be under 222 tomorrow. So we will see how this goes, but this is my short on Sol. This is a clear OB here, sell off from there, down. Someone is saying, Patrick is saying, link AVAX pump. Let's go pump because I had a massive pump trade. Again, if you are in the Telegram free community, or if you just follow the daily updates on $100 Club, or you just come to this show, I've been calling pump down here, bruv. Like, I've been literally screaming at you to get in here. What is my entry on pump? And my entry is late. It's 31. Pump 31. We're up from here. I've been screaming at everyone. We're up about 150%. Pump is insane. Like, I'll be honest with you about pump. Like, I just think I don't know. Like, I think this is the decision time for pump, honestly, because I was calling for about 7 to 9 bill, right? 68 bill. I said this in August, June, July. I said that it's going to be about 6 to 8 bill. I said it in Telegram. And we are at 8 bills. So the question, like, I don't know what's the upside here. I'm afraid that it's going to be the same shit that we've seen previously, where everybody's bullish, lots like memes, and this is the future, and this is that, and it fucking dies down, and the streams are already shit, and people are getting ragged. And so I wanted to stream on Pump, but I actually decided not to, because I just think like the fee, the creator fee comes from the people trading the token, which is good if you're gambling, which is good if you just go on there and you gamble. But I just don't know. I just decided not to do it. If Pump can pull it off, I mean, this can proper become something. So I have layered out, as you see here. I've layered out on my position. I've most of my, actually I'm gonna sell a bit more here as well, just to be sure. Like I'm gonna sell probably like 30% here on market, just because I think it's like, yeah, there's gonna be a pullback, and also I just don't think it makes sense to hold it much longer. But of course it can be a long-term play. If it starts pulling back to the 5 bill-ish region, I'm going to add to it and then go from there. MYRO, someone's asking for MYRO. Let's go MYRO. Good. I mean, MYRO is look, I'm not familiar with the project, believe it or not. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is not bad. It comes back 50. If you're bullish on the project itself, it's a great buy. It's building up liquidity, as with everything else. I do think that this will hammer down here, probably like 22-ish. But then from there on, it could be interesting, like coming down and something over there. What else do we have here? Someone is saying 𝗘USDT. So I've been wanting to get a 𝗘 entry, and now I don't dare to go in. I don't know, I'm such a diva now. But yes, I wanted to get a 𝗘. I believe in 𝗘 a lot. Like I think it's very strong. Barry Silver's pushing it. Like there's some serious people in it. So I did want to get in here. I didn't. So I want to see where this goes. It's definitely down on the 50% leg. So I think it's a great place probably to add. But I also want to see this play. I have zero doubt that this goes back to like 600. Like I think it's gonna be big, but we're yet to see. One thing I also invested in is INSP. Why don't I have this? Oh, it's here. Now this is also, I told you about this. This is the first layer 2. I invested in it personally. This is the first layer 2 on BitTensor, and it's down 50% as well, on the 50% region. Now I said I'm probably down on this position. It's a spot position, but I have been bullish on this. So they have massive things happening. For example, one of them is that they have this social earning. You can basically earn 𝗘 by connecting your X account, StopStrike. And they have 200,000 active miners on StopStrike, which is crazy. And you can earn 𝗘 with your social engagement, which is also cool. So I like the project. I like the fact that this is the first on 𝗘. So if I've been late on 𝗘, unfortunately. This could be big. It's like a degen back for me. It's make it or break it. But I do believe this can at least come back to all-time highs up here at like 49, 48 or something. So I'm layering into. I'm waiting a little bit longer to see what's gonna happen with this whole FOMC thing. But I am layering into this as well on spots. And also another AI play that I wanted to tell you. They are actually partners on the channel here is OG or Zero G Lab, Zero G AI. It's gonna be super interesting. So I heard about them when they came on as a potential partner on the channel. We obviously do DD, and the team does DD, and I myself do due diligence. And the fact is that this is built to be an EVM compatible layer 1 specifically designed for AI applications, which is super exciting. So if you look at the fact what happened with Google now, Google partners with Coinbase, so AI agents will be able to pay each other in crypto. It's going to be mind-blowing what the future will hold. And Zero G or OG Zero G is one of the chains that could potentially pull it off. So it's not only they combine AI and Deepin, they actually do have a full infrastructure, as they say it here. They have the nodes, they have the compute, they have the storage, all natively on the layer 1 as a Deepin infrastructure, which is pretty cool for decentralized AI and AI agents. Devs can deploy applications on-chain, transparently, decentralized, all that stuff. So they have a massive launch. But what is cool about it is that, again, like I genuinely think you're lucky with us. Like and I'm trying to be very humble, but I think you're very lucky with us, because every time now we bring in a partner, whether it's an exchange, whatever partner, I literally, the first thing I tell them is that I would like you to give something for the community. Like, it's fine that we partner up if we like the project, but you have to give something to the community. So they said, we can give you $2,500 worth of tokens to your specific community, which is my community, so you guys, $2,500 worth of tokens on the pre-seed valuation. So that means, I don't want to say numbers because I actually don't know, but these tokens should be worth much more than 2.5 grand. And I can give it all the way to you. That's one of the best things that I really like doing. So the whole thing, the whole, first of all, go and check them out because I think they're pretty interesting. If they can pull it off and be the layer 1 for AI, it could be huge. If you look at Ethereum, if you look at Solana for, you know, for the degen stuff, it could be actually pretty insane. They have the launch next week. But also you go down here, and the only way you can check them out here. But also what I wanted to show you is that if you sign up to Blowfin using this link, I will select a couple of people that will win this $2,500 worth of tokens at a different valuation. So probably should be much more than it is, but at least $2,500. So all you need to do, go down in the description, sign up, and we'll automatically, I'll pick it on the show here. So I'll see the UIDs and we'll just pick it on the show. That sounds nice. So go and check that out. Let's do what tokens do we have? Sounds like a good project. Someone is saying, yeah, I think, again, like super exciting. I mean, if ZRG is trying to compete with NEAR, yes, and I actually like NEAR. Like, but when was NEAR? Like, NEAR's been here for a long time. You know, it's like, it's time. It's time. So the reason why I'm also excited for ZRG is because it's time, bro. It's time. So let's see what they do. I'm gonna talk about them next week as well. FET. Let's look at FET. Who is FET? Where is Monkey Face? Why is Monkey Face not on the show here? Let's go FET. Da 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 da. Beautiful. Yeah, it came back 50. I like that. I would just wait for another killer dagger. Bam! Something like this would be nice. Yeah, and even 5%. Yeah, I mean, if you're bullish on FET, I mean, I would add here. I think it's great. I think it's a great place. Ethena. Let's go Ethena. Yeah, good. I think Ethena is in the perfect. One thing I don't like, I don't know if you remember. Now let me. What was that token that I called that it went to 0? What was that token that I called that it went to like? Oh, it was RUNE. If you've been following the channel for a long time and you've been, you know, part of the fam and you've been following my shows and whatnot, I've been. Look, it's even here. It's even here. I said here, I don't like that on a higher time frame we have this massive liquidity built up. I just do not like that. And then when I said that, I said it's retested that liquidity line at OB. You should get out. It was here on the show. And from there it dumped 75%. So the only thing I don't like about Ethena, just like with RUNE, right? Everything seems fine. What I don't like about Ethena is this. I just do not like this. Since August, this has been a massive liquidity line. And this can literally just fucking nuke. Like 40%. So I'm not shorting it because it is a great project. But yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I just think it's. I'm just concerned about this potential dump there. WLFI, someone is asking for it. So WLFI, my thoughts is that I've been wrong about this as well. I genuinely thought the Trump kids. I saw today that Virtual Bacon is actually bullish. I'm gonna talk to him and ask him why. But so I thought the Trump kids will do something here, right? And then I saw that post. I also told you about this on the 100x Club and the Telegram. And then I saw that post. If you're just joining in, by the way, if you're just joining in, there should be a pinned comment here, which is the link to the 100x Club, which is the channel where I drop these very short daily updates, so you can go and see them. Go and check that out. But I told you there that I set up a bot here, and I was at down 45% on this, to be honest. And I closed it because I saw the news that there was an insider, an advisor, that was planning to sell or willing to sell his tokens at a 75% discount. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So if you're an advisor to a project and you want to sell your tokens at a 75% discount, get lost, bro. Get lost. So I don't know what's going to happen. I know that Trump Jr. has been removed from the board because of NASDAQ regulations, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just out. I'm as Kevin O'Leary would say, I'm out. So I'm not doing it. Injective, I like Injective as well. But these are all the degen. Like I look at that short. Oh, sweet. Oh, that was good. So I like Injective as well. I think it can easily go back to 25-30. Like I don't see why not. But I just don't know if these odds. This is the same shit. Look at this. Like I just don't like this about Injective. Like I've been saying it down here. I said about $8. I said it's gonna rebound. I said you should buy. Like you should be up on this, but I'm just not. I have this as a spot pick, but I'm not convinced. Like I'm just not convinced. I think it can go back to like the 25 cents, like $25, but we have to see. So I'm saying he was removed from Alt5, not 𝗕𝗏𝗲. Okay, that's good news then. But it's still Alt5 holds like 10% of 𝗕𝗏𝗲. I think he was removed from 𝗕𝗏𝗲, by the way. We're gonna verify that. Crow, not now. Okay, I think guys, this is it. I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you enjoyed the setup. I hope it's like enjoyable and all that. FOMC today, don't get wrecked. Join in the Telegram, check the 100 Desk Club. I'm gonna be here updating you. It's gonna be like 1 a.m. my time when the FOMC happens, but I have to be here. I am going to be here. I am going to monitor. And I'm going to update you in the Telegram. Truly appreciate you being here. Make sure to check out this that explains exactly how the market will react today, which my thoughts are. So go ahead and check that. Subscribe if you like. Come back for another one tomorrow, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next. Oh, why am I talking to this camera? Because there's like I should be talking there. I'll see you in the next one.